I am still buying gold, and I absolutely love it when a gem like this comes up for sale. It's just something different, something unique, something wonderful that sets my inner coin collector on fire with a passion like no others for this wonderful yellow shiny stuff. So let's talk about this wonderful 50 Cinquecento Soles Oro gold coin. Hello everybody, Backyard Bullion here, and a very warm welcome to you all joining me for this week's edition of In Focus Friday, the show where we take a good close look at cool things made of silver or gold. And this week we have a brand new addition to my long-term pension gold stack, a Cinquecento Soles Oro from the República del Peru. I am very sorry for any of my Spanish pronunciation not being up to scratch. The inner Italian in me wants to say Cinquecento, but I think it would be Cinquecento Soles Oro. But this is a brand new gold coin that I've picked up courtesy of Hatton Garden Metals. I have not been sponsored by them for this video. It's just a big good dealer I've used in the past, and when I saw a couple of members on the Silver Forum point out that this coin was up for sale on their website at a really low premium, it worked out at 4% over spot price. I jumped on it because this is the kind of gold coin that I love to buy. It's got a bit of history, a little bit of je ne sais quoi to it. I don't know what the Spanish phrase for that would be, but it's different, it's rarer, it's not something you see every day. And in fact, when I'm doing the research for this coin, I find with the fact that the mintage is only 5,538 for these coins, you know, it's something that you're definitely not going to see particularly large amounts of. So very much in favour of picking these kinds of coins up. As you can see, we've got here Gramos 33.436, Fino 900, so it's 90% gold. When you do the calculation, that's about 0.967 ounces of gold, so a pretty chunky gold coin, big old lump of gold, and it's certainly really, really nice. Now, does it pale into insignificance compared with things like the 50 pesos gold coins here? Big fan of kind of the Central American style coins. You know, they've got a lot of history when it comes to precious metals with the Aztecs and the Incas and their gold and everything. It certainly is no 50 pesos gold coin, that is for sure. But it is different, it is interesting, it is celebrating the history of Peru in the Incan period there. Of course, the Incas and Machu Picchu coming from Peru, hailing from Peru. And one of the nice things that I always love about buying older style gold like this, different style gold as well, where you've got this, unknown country. And there is this phrase that we've kind of learnt from the Paddington Bear series, that he's from the deepest, darkest Peru. You know, there's this idea that these countries in South America and other countries around the world are just, you know, backwards, primitive, and they have been for centuries and centuries. But actually, when reading about it, when learning about the history of Peru and finding out about the pre-conquest, the conquest and colonial periods of Spanish rule, and then, of course, the independence movements in the 1820s, Peru became a independent republic, and then their coinage throughout history. Did you know that the Lima Mint in Lima, which is their capital city, has been in operation for over 450 years? It's a very, very well established country for gold and gold coinage. Of course, the Spanish using South America as their own private gold hoard and yard for so long. So what I find really interesting is these types of coins where you do get the opportunity to see something that's different, so learning about the different countries, about the different coinages as well. So what I really found interesting was this is a non-circulating gold coin from 1930, so one might call it kind of like the Royal Mint's proof versions. Now, I don't think this is any kind of proof standard. Of course, it's very much now in this realm of a bullion coin at 4% over spot. But having said that, at 4% over spot, I do think that this is a really good bargain because it is something that is different, something that is unique. And when you look at the mintage figures for these of only 5,538, I think one year there was 10,000, but even that is a low mintage. That's really interesting. So it's another, 90-year-old coin that you kind of think, well, what's the history of this been? Has this been put in some special coin collection for all this time? Has it finally been sold? Or was it always just meant as a bullion coin for those rich and wealthy politicians or landowners in Peru that just, it was never used as currency? Really interesting. Now, it was minted between 1930 and 1969. There were, as I said, low mintages every year. I think some of the mintages for some of the years were below 1,000, in fact. So yeah, the 1968, 1969 was 300, and 1969 403. I believe, actually, looking at the mintage, so it says 1930 to 1969. There was no minting between 1932 and 1967. So we've got 5,500 in 1930, 5,500 in 1931. 1967 saw 10,000, and then 300 for 1968, 403 for 1969. So very, very low, kind of interesting mintages there. But what I find most fascinating is that there are various other sizes of coins. Now, one of the things I wanted to talk about here is the Cinquecenta Soles Oro. So Soles Oro meaning the sun's gold. Now, of course, Incan culture and history, and pretty much all South American kind of pre-conquest, pre-Columbian expansion periods, colonization, that was the word I wanted to do. The gold and silver world there is very much part of their culture. Not reading on here that they didn't have coins back there in the Incan period. It was very much around, jewelry and bracelets and necklaces and ingots and things like that. So that's, I think, fascinating. One of the most important things, though, I wanted to mention, I've written it down on my little cheat sheet here, is that there are other sizes of these coins that have been made over the period of history. And one of the things I find fascinating is that there is also a non-circulating 50 soles oro gold coin that was minted between 1950 and 1970. So between the same period as this, and that has a denomination of 50 soles oros, but the gold weight is almost a third less. So that I find fascinating. Again, mintages for those figures are very low, and they were minted as well in the same years as this coin. So 1967, 1968, 1969, there were also some of those coins in smaller weights of gold made. Now, that sounds a little bit weird, doesn't it? You've got the same denomination but less gold content, and I think that's probably indicative of the world changing and the amount of gold that's in our currencies, and the currency's value against gold changing over time. So I think that's quite fascinating. But the overlap there I find interesting as well. In addition, there was a 50 soles oro gold coin that was minted for the 400th anniversary of the Lima Mint. And again, that one was a lower mintage version, but at 23 grams of gold as well. Now, there are some bigger gold coins that come out from the Peruvian currency, and there is the 100 soles oro gold coin, minted between 1950 and 1970, with a weight actually larger than this bad boy here. And that is something that I want to put on my wish list. So, big fan of gold coins that are big and chunky, and this is pretty much the biggest gold coin that people can buy out there at the moment, 1.2-ish ounces of gold. If I can find, or if anybody knows where I can find, a decent priced 100 soles oro gold coin of any year, then let me know. The mintage figures are pretty low for some years, with 1958 only having 101. But there are some years, 1965 for example, that have 23,000. So not particularly rare coin in any stretch of the imagination. But it was big. It would be a big old coin. And at 46.8 grams, let's just do the maths quickly. So 46.8 times 0.9. That would be a 42 gram gold coin, which would be pretty mad. That's going to be about 1.35 ounces of gold. So that's definitely on my wish list to look to get 100 soles oro gold coin, and if I find one, I will be most certainly featuring it. I love these coins. I love the history of them. I love the fact that there's something different about them. We don't see them very often here in the United Kingdom. The 50 pesos gold coin is one of the kind of quintessential Central American, South American style gold coins, and it is pretty much up there as the best and biggest and best and most accessible. Huge mintage figures on these. But when you see something that's different, something that's unique, something that really kind of springs out to your kind of inner collector coin demon, I suppose, that's what I think. I saw it and I was like, yeah, I have to have it. That's something that's, I think, really good for the soul. So there we have the 50 Cinquecenta Soles Oro. I'm really sorry for my Spanish pronunciation. I'm trying to do it as best as I can. But let me know your thoughts, or let me know the correct pronunciation as well, if you can. Otherwise, this is a wonderful coin and I absolutely love it. So let me know your thoughts on it generally, on the purchase. 4% over spot I think is a really good deal for this. And we'll see you on the next video. If you've enjoyed the showcasing of this wonderful gold coin, then make sure you hit that like button. And if you're not subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button as well. Otherwise, see you on the next one. As always, please make sure that you like, share, comment, and subscribe for more.